All right. I want to take a look right now at the Tic Tac UFOs. These things, they can move through air and water, presumably space, but they can move through air and water without like changing speed. And these may be the things that did the zigzag thing that I saw in the sky, which was fucking insane. But anyway, the Tic Tac UFOs. So let's take a look at these things. Now, I better ask a question. Otherwise, well, all right, we'll do this. I'm just going to put down the first card and look at the root card just to see what the hell we get. Then I'm going to ask specific questions. All right. So the main card is the Ten of Cups, which is the happy reunited family, and that's on top of the reversed Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is heartbreak and betrayal. The Three of Swords reversed, generally it's just really old heartbreak and betrayal as a foundation for this happy reunited family. Well, okay. I don't really know what to make of that. So let's just start asking specific questions, keeping this in mind. Now, the first question I'm going to ask is, are the Tic Tacs, are they from Earth? So were they like built and developed here? And we get a Ten of Wands. The way that I'm reading this is they were brought here, probably carried um, on a different thing, probably a different ship, you know. But I'm taking the Ten of Wands to mean that they were brought here. Okay. So how long have they been here? Now, this over here to me is saying they've been here a while. But let's just try to get sort of a timeline. And we get an Eight of Cups. Now, as far as a timeline goes, the minor arcana cards to me are smaller amounts of time. And the major arcana cards are like big fucking amounts of time. So I would say that this is probably not 1,000 years or something like that. This looks like it's a more recent development than that. Um, let's see if we can find out anything about where they actually came from. We got a couple that want to come out. Another 10. Another 10. It's a 9 and a 10. Okay. This might open up a whole different thing. Happy reunited family. Okay. The Tic Tacs. Where did they come from? And we get a 10 of Pentacles. And this is inheritance. These two are linked. Um, the way that I'm looking at this, they came from the same place that humans came from, which apparently is not here. Okay, that was a weird turn. Now, the Nine of Swords is talking about basically crippling fear and anxiety. Um, they come from a place that is full of anxiety and fear. Here, they may have just left it because it was too heavy, the emotional shit that happens there. Okay. Well, that is as fuzzy as stories get. So let's ask something more specific. I'm going to collect these. Why are they here? Knight of Swords. So they're protectors. They're like guardians. They're soldiers. And against, boy, it's like they protect a gate, a portal here. They're protecting against something else coming through to come here. So it looks like they are protectors. So what are they protecting against? And we get the reversed moon. Now, I'm going to ask a really quick question here. So, is the energy that they're protecting from, is that human or is it alien in nature? And the Seven of Wands shows an emergence from a forest. I think that this maybe is something that will become clear sooner than later, but it's showing an energy that's emerging from a place. Um, if it's coming through a portal, this still isn't clear whether it's human or alien, right? But it looks like it emerges from a place of restriction. And just because the moon is in here, all of the alien stuff that shows the moon to me is talking about the actual fucking moon. Because everything has kind of led me to believe that it's a freaking alien base. Now, is this just another cog in this proxy war wheel? You know, is this just some alien stuff, proxy war shit that I cannot comprehend because I don't know the actual history? And we get the Queen of Pentacles. As far as a yes or no answer, that is definitely a neither one of those. Huh. I think this is less of a proxy war and more like trying to do something good. Just like the Queen of Pentacles here is trying to do something good for her children, these dolls, and she shows them this pentacle and it goes over their heads like they don't really know what the fuck she's talking about. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. Like there's some sort of communication gap, whatever it is that they're trying to do that is good for Earth or for humans. Maybe it just gets lost in translation and we just wouldn't understand it, you know, because we wouldn't understand the threat that they are trying to protect against. Now, I guess here's a question. Are they trying to protect themselves or are they trying to protect Earth? They are being forced into such actions in a reversed Ace of Swords. It's not really a decision. So the Ace of Swords reversed, I mean, they're not trying to protect themselves because they're soldiers that were ordered to do a thing, you know? And any deployed soldier, I mean, of course, they're going to try to save themselves, right? And not die, but that's not their mission. So it looks like the Tic Tacs are probably some sort of soldier. And if you follow this back too, I think they may have come from the same place that humans came from, which is apparently not here. All right. So, does their mission put them against the militaries or governments of the Earth. Well, the Eight of Pentacles is no, not directly, um, unless the people or the governments get in the way of what it is that they're making. So, what is it that they're making? It looks like they're making something. All right, I got one other question that I'm going to do before what is it that they're making? Do do they actually live in the ocean? No. I'm going to say no with this Four of Cups. This person is in a tower. They want to be in the ocean, right? But they're stuck in this tower. So they don't live in the ocean. They live in some structure. I mean, maybe the structure is in the ocean, but this would say, actually, I'm going to find that out. Is the structure in the ocean? Because that would make sense if they live in a structure, but not exactly. Even with the Fool showing up here, and the person is in water, but they don't live in that water. They're, they go through that water, um, but that's not where they live. And just with this Two of Swords showing up, there is this fear and desire thing here. Um, so it looks like they are just sort of locked in place. Now, where the fuck is this then? So let's just see if there's any sort of visual clue on where that structure is, and we get the thing that they are defending against. Oh, wow. Well, there's one other thing. The structure, see the clock, the little clock that the demon is holding in its mouth? Maybe the structure exists in time or like a different time. I guess everything exists in time, right? But maybe the structure exists in a different time. Fascinating. Now, there is a gate, apparently, and the Tic Tacs are guarding the gate. They're guarding against the things that would come through the gate. I can't help but think of SG-1, thinking of Stargate. And this looks like the Tic Tacs are there to protect something like a Stargate, to make sure the Gua'uld don't come through, or something like that. Okay. Now, the question that I have is, are they increasing in number? And we get a reverse Seven of Swords, and this is all kinds of pressure. I mean, so the reverse Seven is about specifically planning so you don't fuck up when you're put on the spot. Um, so as far as increasing in number, I would say that this is not necessarily a yes, but it's more like a planning really well for the number that they have. Um, if it looks like they're ready for any sort of circumstance. So that would also say that they probably have the proper number to deal with whatever comes their way. Now, let's just look at this fucking threat. Now, if we are running with the story that these things are protecting some sort of gate, what is the magnitude of the threat for us, at least? Wow. The magnitude of the threat, getting the Queen of Swords and the Strength card. So the Strength card, because it's Major Arcana, it would show like a bigger magnitude. But neither of these do I believe are like an existential threat to humanity. Um, the Queen of Swords is, she can be vengeful, you know. I wouldn't want to fuck with her, that's for sure. And here, it just looks like, oh, wow, I don't even know. I fucking have no idea. But no matter what, looking at these two cards, I'm still not seeing, a massive existential threat to humans. Maybe it's a bigger threat to them, but for whatever reason, they're trying to keep something from coming through some sort of gate. Now, at this point, let's collect these. And what I'm going to look at now is, what am I missing? What am I missing? Or what did I not think of to ask? Huh. Nine of freaking Pentacles. I need one more because I don't know what this is talking about. All right. So, Nine of Pentacles, this is the financial gain. This is having something that makes you feel really cool about yourself or whatever. And when I pull another card, we get this Six of Swords. So this is an airship, right? And it's the ship that takes the soldier away from the burning city and takes them somewhere else. What I'm getting out of this is maybe some sort of technological advancement that humans would get out of the deal. I mean, not just us. I'm sure it's some fucking secret government horseshit, but this does look like there is like some gain, some sort of reward, and I would guess it would have to do with our airships, you know. Let's just see. Are these things? Oh, geez, it just fell down on the ground. Are these things friendly with any of the world governments? And the Two of Cups reversed is saying not at this moment. So there might be some heat there between the world governments and the Tic Tac dudes. I'm going to ask one more question now, just because this is something that I think about a lot. Would the governments have any fucking chance against these things? And again, we get the Seven of Wands showing coming out of restriction. Crazy. So the way that I'm reading this is, if these things were flushed out, then the world governments might be able to do something about it, but only if they are out of wherever it is that they're hiding, you know? Um, but Two of Cups reversed, are they working with any of the world governments? It looks like they're not really working with them right now. But the Two of Cups, that's more of a momentary thing. So that would be sometimes they would be willing to work with the governments, and sometimes they wouldn't. Now, I guess we leave it there now. We'll probably have to do a bigger series on these things because this is just bizarre. I'm sure all of these UFO readings are going to be like this, but that's what we have for now. If you have any other angles you want to see this from, or if you have any other ideas on the cards that I pulled, feel free to let me know. Thank you and peace.